Good afternoon, welcome to Toffee TV. It is the Daily Live. We're talking about Vitaly Mykolenko. As two German clubs apparently are interested in signing him from Everton. He's, we know he's out of contract. I'm sure Everton are in negotiations with him right now.
Yeah.
And, we'll probably hear soon because I don't think Everton will let that run on anyway. But being linked with a couple of Bundesliga clubs who must be looking and thinking, if he doesn't sign anything, we can get him on a pre-contract or whatever. Leipzig and Eintracht Frankfurt, both interested in him. Obviously, international football has been playing in the Premier League for 4 years, hasn't he? For nearly five next month since he signed. So, I mean, where are we with him? Because I think it'd be Everton aren't gonna. Everton in no way gonna allow this to run on. I don't think they are. I think they're probably close to, if they haven't already agreed, somebody hasn't been put out. What's going to happen with him? But even if Mykolenko, and I think he will, signs a new deal, Everton still need to bring in another left back as well, don't they? Been linked with Anthony Robinson a lot the last couple of weeks,
and I think that might be the thing, mightn't it? Is you don't want to let him go for free because obviously he's an asset, but also it's his like last big contract, isn't it? Really, you know, because mid-20s or 26, it's like that's like the last big contract. Now we've shifted from the 27, 28, 29 getting the last contract. Now is the contract. Really, I think that's going to protect you. And I think Everton might have been playing hardball for the simple reason is they know they need better. Because we do. I mean, there's no point beating around the bush about it. Everton need a better left back. He's not good enough for where we want to go. And that's just reality. Now, is he like a functional left back? Yes, he is. I still think that there's plenty of time for him to possibly become a centre back. I think there's no reason why he couldn't deputise it.
Not worried he's a bit small.
No, I don't actually.
He's 5'11".
I don't actually. I don't think he'd be like a long-term centre-back. I just feel like he could be a centre-back because his defensive nature is very much more of a centre-back than a full-back. I personally believe I don't think he'd be a long-term centre-back. I just think he could be a choice that you could make. I just think that maybe this is where it's come to, is that Everton can play hardball over this. Maybe that's where we are right now. Is that we can be more selective about who we give contracts out. It's not a case of he's out of contract, we must sign him up. No, it's not. So that would have figured in, I imagine, to negotiations. I think whatever Everton offered him, no one would be able to offer him in Germany anyway.
No.
So it doesn't really matter. I could see him being a good fit for Germany. Actually, I think he's that. I think the way he plays and his size and stuff is a good fit for Germany. But I just think, give him a contract, as long as it's nothing mad. Squad player, we need a squad. But we're looking to get someone better in, because we've got to, because he's not, at 26, he ain't going to improve either. Not to the levels that we need him to. So, and as long as he's aware that he's got to fight for his place, then that's fine. I'm quite happy with that. No one see anyone walk out the door for free either. So, I'm quite happy with that.
Yeah, I mean, he's done. He has improved every year that he's been here. I think that's fair to say. But we're at the stage where we're now looking for our fullbacks to win games for us, essentially. Open up teams. And as good a job as him and Jake O'Brien have done from a defensive standpoint, there's not enough going the other way. And that's okay if you've got two of them and one is more attacking than the other one and the other one's better defensively. That's okay, because that's a balance and you can move that, clubs who are at the top do. Move teams around for different games, and there might be times where you look and think we want to sort of sit in a little bit today. Mykolenko's perfect for sitting in, or we're at home and we need to get at this team. This, let's just use Anthony Robinson just because he's been linked this last week. Someone like Anthony Robinson at home, steaming up and down that line. That's what you'd want, wouldn't you? He gets in behind. I know, and certain games away when you're going after teams. So you do need that balance. I don't think Everton have that balance right now. We've only got one left back as well.
Yeah,
that's the big thing. Asnu, I imagine is more than likely to go out on loan. He's not getting on the pitch at all. So what's the point in keeping him? There's no point in keeping him. Let the lad go out on loan and play games and sort of, see how he develops over the next 6 months. But that would just heighten Everton's need for another left back as well. Yeah. So I don't know whether Everton will go and buy someone or whether Everton will go and loan someone for the next part of the season. But they definitely need another left back coming in.
Yeah.
You can sort of get away with the right back if you're not going to go and buy someone in January, because James Garner is still the best left back best right back in the club. Some might say he's the best left back. He's the best right back in the club. So, when Van Jake O'Brien, I want to start being considered as a centre back 100%. As well. But I'm not surprised that there's a couple of clubs looking at Mykolenko. Good age, been capped a lot of times by Ukraine, playing in the Premier League, like I say, for the last 4.5, 5 years. And has always done well, particularly 1v1. It's done quite well. It's just where we need to go and the dynamism of the Premier League and what is expected in the Premier League. And what you need now is, ironically, something that David Moyes was at the absolute forefront of all those years ago when he was here in his first spell, which is having two very attacking fullbacks opening teams up. And that's what he'll be looking to get to again. And that isn't in Vitaly's skill set.
No.
He's tried to improve it. He has flashes every now and again, but it's not regular enough. It's not natural to the lad. And therefore, I can understand why Everton are looking for better as well. But he should be on some teams' radars as a possible signing, because why wouldn't you? If he's still not signed a new deal right now with Everton, could change today, tomorrow, next week, who knows? But just right now, he hasn't signed a new deal, so he should be on quite a few teams' radar.
Yeah. Well, I was just looking there. Luca Dean had 6 goals and 20 assists in his 100 and 20, something like 120 games for us.
Wow.
Do you know what I mean?
Assists.
Mykolenko's got 2 assists last season and 1 goal. Got 2 goals the season before. He's had 2 assists in 3 seasons. That's abysmal. I mean, that's what we're talking about, isn't it? That's the level we're talking about. We're talking about modern fullbacks. That's not good, is it? If we're talking about, forget about anything else. We're talking about modern fullbacks, getting up and down, providing. It's just not. That's not good enough for me. People you can come up with whatever you want metrics, but that to me is the starting point. 3 goals in the last 2.5 seasons and 2 assists. That's where we have to improve, and I don't think we'd have to go that far to improve that. I think there's plenty of left backs out there. We've mentioned Robinson obviously, but there must be plenty of left backs out there who can improve on those numbers.
I'm still fuming we didn't get Malik Chief.
Yeah.
We had an excellent chance of getting him in the summer and we didn't. And I know money and all that, but West Ham won't have paid a massive down payment for him. I think he was only 18, 19 million, 21.
Yeah.
Great left foot, up and down. But that's where it is. But you're right, there's other left backs around, and there's attacking left backs. And I think
I don't even think you have to pigeonhole it as it's. I think left backs or full backs in general are mostly just attacking now by nature, aren't they? The position has changed obviously in the last 15 years, and you mentioned we were part of that change with Seamus and Leighton Baines. I just think average left backs get assists and goals now, regardless of whether it's just the nature of how high they play, and they're playing right on the edge of the box, trying to just overload the opposition. And it's, I think, by the very nature of left backs just getting into the box, just providing the overlaps or the underlaps, being around the edge of the box. I think a lot. I mean, listen, I haven't got all the numbers at hand for every left back in the country, but I'm sure, you know, I've seen, like, look at Villa at the moment with like Matty Cash on one side and like Dean playing some games, and it just adds another boat. You know, where we used to say, oh, centre halves will chip in, then suddenly it was like, no, your fullbacks are not chipping in with goals. And that was a big thing for us during like 2010 to 2016, and then Dean carried that on. It's like we've completely stopped, and it's such a massive part of the game now. And there are, you know, you can go, oh, Mykolenko can do this, Mykolenko. I just view him as a very average footballer that we should be trying to improve on instantly, because I think he's one of the things, for me, both fullbacks are just one of the things you can point to straight away and go, we need two new fullbacks. It's not even an argument in my head. It's not even, well, yeah, he does all right. That's what we need, and that's what we've got to get, in my opinion, straight away. If we're going, and it will instantly improve this team. By the way, it won't be like, it might take a little bit of time. It would instantly improve this football team if we had two better fullbacks.
Well, yeah. I mean, you look at those numbers you just said from Luca Dean there. You know, and if you have a look at, again, at Drachat's Everton goals on from like Carlo the other day, yesterday, and just looking how high Dean is, like how good he was, and you're like, you just don't have anyone like that.
No.
Of anybody.
No.
You know, even left wing, we don't have it. You look at that team. You had the Fulham game on, and, you know, Iwobi and Rodriguez and Dom and Richie and Dean, and, you know, you're looking at it going, look at that for the team. Those attacking players.
Well, Dean got 3 assists last year, 4 assists the year before, and three assists the year before. So, and it's not like he's tailed off in what he's nowhere near the player he was when he played for them. But when you watch him, you can see these massive contributes to the way they play.
Maatsen gets them as well. Probably if you look at Maatsen, he'll have a few as well, because he's the young, quick, sort of understudy who's playing sometimes and Dean isn't, or he comes on for Dean or whatever. You know, you look at someone, I'm not mentioning Leif Davis, just, you know, saying, oh, he's the one. But Leif Davis is a player who has lots of assists in the Championship. I'm sure he had a few last year in the Premier League, because he is a very, very attacking fullback. Yeah. But when you've got a team like that and you get, you know, why's the intro playing, James?
No, I pressed line 5. I fixed it now.
He's fixed it now. He's fixed it. He was doing something else. Yeah, it is an area that you can definitely look at and go, yeah, I think we can. By doing that will take this team on, and it unlocks Grealish and Njai, having two fullbacks that go beyond them. You know, and who knows? Then the service into the striker might be a lot better, and therefore it unlocks your striker. So there's lots of elements, and like I said before, David Moyes, he was at the forefront of this with Baines and Coleman, and then obviously Martinez took it on as well. Seeing how important it was, and those two were incredible. So let's see exactly where we go with it. But a few people discussing Mykolenko going. Someone said 40 million for him.
40 million with 6 months left on a contract.
Left. You'd have to sign a deal first. No one's paying 40 million for him either, are they? Bridgie says, give Miko a contract and sign Lewis Skelly on loan. Now you've got competition until next season, then we can look at a permanent replacement. Is Lewis Skelly available?
I don't know. Yeah, but to me, I get that sort of idea and that sentiment. But to me, there should be targets already established that we want to sign. There should be a list. Like, people who've come into the football club should have already had ideas of like who they believe are good players, and brought them in, and then run that past like the analysis teams and all that of what we need. Surely it doesn't take that long to establish what you need, what this team needs, and understand who you need, and start making inroads. Okay, if that means that we have to bring someone on loan till the summer, and then maybe because a deal will take longer, but I just think Everton needs to be proactive and go and try and get players in January. I just think we have to look at the situation and go, if we can get them now rather than someone else getting them in the summer, or getting into a situation where you're going to be going up with against other teams. I'd love to see Everton really, January, couple of players, bang straight in there, going after them, and
don't know whether we're going to.
But I just think it would be poor if we don't.
But I think they've got to. Look at, we were just having a discussion before about, it looks, Dewsbury all's out Saturday, isn't he? So, could be out for 3, 4, 5 weeks, who knows. Right? Grealish looks very doubtful, according to some people. I've no idea if he is or he isn't, but say he is out as well on Saturday. And again, to reiterate, if there's any doubt over him, leave him and get him fit for Burnley. Burnley's the game we want to be winning, and if that's the case, Everton will have McNeil, Dibbling, Alcaraz, Irabunum and Garner as a midfield 5. Okay? It's not terrible, right? But it's not, you're up against the best in the league at the moment. But on the bench, they'll have Patterson, Beto, possibly Merlin Roll, possibly, depending how well he's done in training, how fit he feels. And the only other one who you would call a first, and it's debatable if he is Asnu. Yeah. Because he's never even gone to pitch. So the manager's got 4 choices on Saturday against the league leaders. And one of them isn't really a choice because he hasn't had a second of Premier League football. He hasn't had a second of first team football. The other one is a right back who's not kicked the ball all season for us, but is back on the bench. So that leaves you with Beto. I'm saying Roll, but Roll might not be fit either. So we'll have one sub, really. And then he's not putting Eli Campbell on. He's not putting Reece Welsh on, is he? He'll have 2 goalies. So who's the other sub in a game against a team who are going to run you ragged? Yeah. So when we get into the window, which is only 13 days, 2 weeks away.
We've got to bring Harrison back straight away.
Harrison Armstrong
got to come back straight away. There's no, you can't even have it. Even if he goes back to Preston at the end of the month, he's got to come back straight away. And then we've got to get involved. Look at how thin our squad is. It's ridiculously thin, and it only takes injury, suspensions. Obviously, the AFCON's there, but Moy surely should be looking at it going, it can't be like last year. It's like, well, we've got enough because this is what we're doing. I don't want to see us just limp for a month.
No,
I want and then put pressure on ourselves. Let's make a statement and grab a couple of players.
3 out the next 4. Is it 1, 2, 4? Sorry, 4.
4 out of 5 of our home games in January, by the way, isn't it?
Yeah. But 3 out the next 5 games are very winnable.
Yeah.
Forest will be really tough, it will. Particularly so because we've just played them. You know what I mean? If this was March or something, it's a different thing, isn't it? That beating them and beating them comfortably a few weeks, it's gone. So that'll be, doesn't mean we can't get something, but it'll be difficult there. Arsenal's obviously probably most difficult game you can have at the moment because they're playing really well. But Burnley and then Wolves and Brentford at home, Everton have got to be looking for 9 points from them games. And that 9 points from those games sets you up for that second half of the season massively. And then there's an FA Cup tie against Sunderland, which win that and get through and keep a bit of momentum going. So they're going to have to, my view, they're going to have to add at least 1 straight away. And yet it does look like they may well have to bring Harrison Armstrong back, even if they say to Preston we'll look at it again at the end of the month. Yeah. Because he's a player who's ready. He's our player. He's ready. He's playing every week. He's playing very well every week. He's a talented lad. Good, can get about the pitch. It's sort of the only way you can do it, really, isn't it?
He's our player. We need him. We've just mentioned it there. With games so closely together as well. You've got to. That's the thing. It's like, okay, the Arsenal, so Burnley, we've got a week, so that's not too bad. But then, you know, we play Burnley, then we play Forest, and you look at it and go, well, those players play, and then they're all going to play and then it's a cumulative. It's a cumulative. So players are going to play in every 3 days, and there's no one coming off the bench to give them any rest, and he's going to have to use the squad in different ways.
That Forest game already has the feeling of Wolves a few years ago.
It does.
When we were just knackered, and because we conceded the first goal, I mean, listen, we could go to Forest and take the lead and be sound. But you've just got to look at it and go, is that the game where it's just all becomes a bit too much? You don't know. You don't know, do you? Saturday might be that, and then it might be recovery from that, and we were sound. But, and listen, Saturday's not a write-off, far from it. You just got to go and battle and scrap and hope things run your way. But in terms of the overall picture, they've got to look at January, and they're going to have to bring players in. Going to have to. Because if they do, they could have a really good season.
Yeah.
You know, or certainly continue progress, and that sets you up then for the summer transfer window, doesn't it? So we'll have to see. Dead interesting to see what they do, but hopefully they have. I mean, the recruitment team that wasn't in place all through the summer is in place now, with all the analytics, everything else. So surely they know.
I just don't want to hear any excuses about why we haven't brought players in. I just don't want to hear any of them. We need players. This squad needs players. It's down to its bare bones right now, but it needs improving anyway. And I just don't want to hear excuses. I want to see Everton go out and really try and push the boat out for a few players that are going to improve the first team. And I don't think that's that hard. I don't think that's too much to ask for either, by the way. I really don't. All this, it's a terrible time to buy. Cry me a river. Go and do your jobs and get the players in. Cry me a river. Exactly, though.
Steve Peace says, I'd let him go personally. I just don't think he's good enough and never have. It's the most glaring position on the pitch that needs upgrading.
Well, right back's the most glaring position.
Jake says Miko is a solid left back. Andrew says if we can get decent money for him, then let him go and upgrade him for someone who can actually overlap and cross a ball. David Goons, he says, morning gents. While I appreciate his hard work, Miko is just the answer. Miko is just the answer to a Baines replacement. Not sure what the stat would be, but I would guess over 80% of his passes are backwards. I don't know whether is that no confidence in doing, going the other way. Is it instruction?
Yeah. I just don't think he's good enough. For me, he's not good enough. It's the same argument we had when people were talking about Dwight McNeil last year about he's this and he's this. They're not good enough. These players are the reason why we were scratching around the bottom half of the table. It's not. There's not unkind to say that. Every player has a limit. Every player has a limit how high they can go and how high they can improve, of course. And I think Dwight McNeil and Mykolenko have improved. But every player has a limit, and they've both hit their limit. They're not good enough. That's not me being unkind. That's just fact. You get players like Jack Grealish, and you have look at the way the way he's come in, and the way you look at him and you go, wow. And when you're starved of really good players, look at Dewsbury Hall. When you're starved of really good players, and then suddenly you get them, and then you notice the difference in them. It's so obvious where the problems are. It'll be the same when Branthwaite comes back and plays. Everyone will remember what a top class centre back looks like, rather than a fella who's just doing really well, better than what everyone expects. It's that thing of, I thought he was going to be terrible. Oh, he's not terrible, and going, I'm all right with that. You have to get past that. And there's far too much sentiment goes into these decisions from fans because they remember a moment or they see them doing something that, maybe off the pitch or whatever it is. But a manager has to have no sentiment and just go, I want the next one, mate. I want them. Whereas I think sometimes fans get caught up in the whole, but he did that thing or did that thing. It's like, to get rid of that sentiment and start thinking about winning football matches and winning trophies maybe, and that's why you've got to go. Done all right for us. See you later. Now on to the next one. You've got to have that mentality, and far too long, too many of our fans have just been like, oh yeah, but look how hard he works. Every player's supposed to work hard. That's literally their job, to work hard. That's literally their job, to work hard. That's not even like, that's like that's a given. Because if you don't, then you're done for. And that's mentality. There's little rumours about, players they're not doing it on the training pitch. So Moyes doesn't have them anywhere near the team. Because that's the first thing, isn't it? That's where the hard work gets done most of the time, is on the training pitch. The end of the week's the game, yeah, but most of the hard work every day, fighting between you and the other person who's playing your position, comes from the training pitch. And if Moyes doesn't see it, then he's not going to play it. And that is taking that next step up, that mentality.
No, but that's it, isn't it? Because it's the whole thing is, can you build on top of what you've got? You're always trying to get your squad better and better.
Yeah,
that's the whole point. You're trying to make that squad better all the time, so that your choices are easier. And when you change a player, when someone's not performing, the drop off's getting less and less and less, and you can perform. You want better players. There'll be lads who get you. It's like anything you do, any business you have, or any people will get you to a certain level. And if you're happy at that certain level, then that's fine. But everyone always wants better, so there's always better. And you might get a CEO might get you to this level, and then you want a CEO to take the business to a different level. You have to get a better CEO. Doesn't matter whether that person's nice. Yeah, but we need to get there, and you can't take us. The same with football. It's the same with any sport.
Look at Arsenal. I think, are a really good example of that. When Arteta.
By the way, Adam Asnu hasn't gone the AFCON.
No. Can't get a game for us.
No.
You ain't getting a game for a really good side, by the way. Look at Arteta. Arteta binned Ramsdale. And they were all their fans like, yeah, but he did this for us and he pulls funny faces and blah, blah, blah. And it was like, Arteta was like, there's a better goalie down the road.
He could have phoned me at the told.
Yeah. No, but it was like, there's a better player down the road. He's done all right for us. But I want the fella who's going to make those amazing saves. Look at the other kid he had, who's the kid at Fulham. Smith Rowe, they all loved him. He's one of our own and all that. And then he just went, he's not good enough. He's not good enough. I get all the sentiments. He come through the ranks. He's boss, blah, blah, blah. He's not good enough.
He done it with a Wobie, didn't he?
The kid who went to Palace, same thing again. He's scoring important goals, and he was just, Martinelli will be the next one.
Oh, yeah.
He'll be the next one. And it's just a case of, if we want to win things, you have to put all this to bed, all this sentiment, and we step up to the next level, and we go and buy the players who are going to get you there. And you have to make those decisions, obviously, all the time. You have to make those decisions when you contracts, and that's why I'm sort of glad that Everton might. I'm not got no proof of this, but with this, it seems to be getting close to the bone, because maybe Everton have been like, take it or leave it, mate. Take it or leave it, because what we're looking to do is go forward, and if you want to be part of that journey, this is what we're going to offer you, and if you don't, listen, we'll just improve on you, and that's the way it should be.
No, that's it, isn't it? That's the thing. It's everybody has got to get better to stay in and improve. The manager, whether you like Moyes or not, he wants Everton to be at the top.
Yeah.
And he's a good manager who will put Everton closer to that place than where we have been. I don't think there's an argument with that. But you've got to get better. You've always got to improve. Otherwise, you give the players the opportunity to get better and better. But Mykolenko's not really going to get much better than what he is he?
No.
He's not going to do what we need him to.
No.
Michael Keane's not going to get any better at 30. So I've just seen a comment saying someone had said Branthwaite won't get back in the Everton because of Michael Keane.
Yeah, whatever.
Stop watching footy. But because Branthwaite's just the quality player. Will Keane replace Tarkowski? Who knows? But Branthwaite will get back in the Everton team. But you've got to improve. Otherwise, you're not going to go anywhere, are you? You ain't going to move anywhere. You're just going to always stay where you're at. And then when they drop their level, you'll drop down even further. So You want to be up there. Everton are a better team this season, quite simply because they've got better players. They've brought in Dewsbury Hall, who's been tremendous. They've brought in Jack Grealish, who's been excellent. They've got Illiman and Jai, who's excellent anyway, and he's stepped up a bit. James Garner's responded brilliantly, so that's stepped up. We'd have just kept doing what we were doing. We would have gone eventually. So we'll see what happens, doesn't it? We'll see what happens, but it's all about a case of getting better than what we have, and seeing where we go. Carl Byron says Tahi and Branthwaite are our best partnership. Period. They are, and they've proved it every time. And Branthwaite, people can play it down, or just sort of go, well, we haven't got him, so it doesn't matter. It does matter because he makes everyone in that defence better than they are as well, because he's better. And he also gives us an element of control in passing the ball into midfield. And because he can open his body up, because he's left-footed, the angles are there to get out of trouble. So that's the case. Branthwaite's always in. You can argue the toss if you love Michael Keane or you love Tarkovsky or you love O'Brien, whatever. You can argue the toss who should go with Branthwaite.
But it's Tahi.
But it's not an argument. It's not an argument because he's the leader.
But it's Tahi anyway. He's a better defender. He always has been and he always will be.
So that's what you do, and that's your starting point. It's the same as if it's the same. Tierno Barry turned out to be amazing, and then Beto got back in the team for a few weeks and did okay. But then Barry was fit, or like now someone's going to replace Dewsbury Hall. Right? It might be, say it's Irabunan for argument's sake, and Tim does okay. The minute Dewsbury Hall's available again, he's going to be back in the team, isn't he? It might be one game as sub, but then he'll be back in the team because he's just better. Look at Harrison Armstrong at Preston. Groin injury, away with England. Come back, was out for a few weeks. First game back, he's on the bench. And then he's back in the team. Because he's better than what they've got. So he's in the team. The lad who probably replaced him probably did okay because Preston done all right. But their manager goes, he's actually just better, so he's going to play it. It's happened in football and will happen in football forever and ever.
It's what makes your team better. It's what makes your team better. It's as simple as that. That's all that matters. What makes your team better? What takes it up to the next level. And it's why you buy players, why you buy better players. So.
Yeah. We'll see. We will see. But it will be Tahi and Branthwaite, which is our best partnership. That's the way it is, isn't it? I still disagree with people who say Keane's been better than Tarkovsky this season. I totally disagree with it. Keane's done all right, but people do. If you go back on it and look at goals, if you really want to do it that way, because enough people do it about Barry missing chances, you'll see Michael Keane as being a fault for goals. But listen, everyone sees it different. I have no issue with it. But the issue for me is forget about Keane, Tahi, whoever. Branthwaite's back in. Minute he's fit and available, he's back in. Then it will be Tahi. But if you really want to baff for Michael Keane, then sound. You could put him at the right hand side of the two. But Branthwaite is in. James, will you look for this image of Ian to put on the picture, please, mate? In the comments, if you just look at the comments, you'll be able to get the stuff. But that's it, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just it's just where we are, isn't it? If you can't, I think on a normal week, put it this way, in a normal week when we've got all our players fit, that bench still is you're only picking from five, aren't you? So we have to get to a situation where we've got at least 8 players or 7 players that we're picking from, and all those players have to be available to come on as well, not just like fake players. Cardboard cutouts of Adam Asni.
But Asni will go on loan. He's just there because he's ahead of this is what everyone needs to look at with the 21s as well. Right? Adam Asni is ahead of everyone in the under 21s. Everyone. And yet the manager still doesn't consider him to be good enough to get on the pitch in the first team. So when people are going, oh well, look at this lad and this lad for the first team, they're miles away. You know, we've got Harrison Armstrong, who's 18, who's out playing in a championship team. And for the whole year, he's essentially played in the championship because he played the back end from January to May for Derby in the championship, and he's played from August to now in the championship. So he's had a full year playing championship football in the centre of the park, which is incredibly difficult at 18. So it doesn't mean there isn't a few lads in our 21s who mightn't, but they'd have to be sort of late developers and have to be really have to kick on when they get their chance. Isaac Heath's doing brilliantly at the moment at Accrington. Has he got a career at Everton? Don't know. It's the truth. He's done really well. He's got a good turn of pace. He's playing. Could he turn into be a left back? I don't know. He's playing left wing back at times. He's done really well. Can he step up and up? Who knows? But what about all the other lads? Where are the other lads banging on the door to go on loan and people going, I want him, I want to take him? That's how you're getting into our first team. There's excuse me, there's a couple of lads, 2 15-year-old centre-halves playing for our 18s. So you look at them and go, well, they're essentially playing 3 years above. McEverly's one of them, who's done really well. You look at Arakaria, is it, who played in the 21s the other night in the 18s, who's the new Paul Pogba, they call him.
Pogba, yeah.
He looks brilliant. Well, 3 of them come on for that in that game the other night, 16 I think they were.
Yeah.
And Paul Tate said they're all in the squad tomorrow.
Yeah.
He said, how can we leave them out of the squad when they've just done that? He said, you can't because they've done so well. So they're lads who might be a couple of rungs ahead of other people. Braden Graham, if he can put a little bit of meat on and use his body a little bit more. He's such an intelligent footballer. You know, can Kieran Loney get into, he is a big unit, Can he get himself firing? 6'4", I think he's only 18.
Did he look 6'4", did he?
No. But he got a good goal at Millwall, took it well. He's starting to put the ball in the net. Can he build himself up to become possibly an option? Everton bought him in over a year ago, whatever it was. So these lads, it's there for them. They've got to do it every day. Hard work. What else can it do? The margins they're playing with are tiny. But some of them, for them, will never be good enough for Everton. Some of them will be good enough for careers in football, which is great. Become professional footballers. And a few of them will fall away because maybe they haven't got the drive, or maybe they don't want to carry it on because it hasn't worked the way they want. Who knows? But it's such a difficult thing. But the Premier League's so difficult. So all of these lads have got to do whatever they can. And when you're looking at players like Harrison Armstrong, that he's your talent marker for who can come in our team, because he's someone who's at 18 running midfield games in the Championship. That's talent. Yeah. As far as
I think most players now skip the under-21s, don't they, really?
The good ones do,
They skip the under-21s and they get into the first team squad and then usually go on loan. So I don't think, if anyone's like thinking someone like Omari Benjamin's going to make it, it's not going to happen. If he hasn't made it by now, he ain't making it. You need 11 players for a football team. That's the thing, isn't it?
To give other lads
to get the other lads through, and you'll bring players in who look good, who can try and improve players. And we've been linked with this lad from Arsenal, haven't we now? So, who looks a good player, but you're building a team to try and maybe help those one or two that you've already got that you think might do it. So it's tough, but I've said this for ages. I wouldn't be expecting too many to be making that jump. And when people say give under-21s a chance, it always makes me laugh. It's a league that is comparable with, what's it comparable with? Because it ain't anything, any of the 4 divisions.
Not even nowhere near.
That's what I'm saying.
It's not the National League.
So what you're saying is, when people say that, is you want kids to jump up from a league that isn't any of the top 4 in this to the most competitive league in the world. They're literally
and perform.
And perform and to be big and strong and to be ready. And we put that pressure on people straight away, and that's what people have got in their heads.
And need to get. They're not good enough.
Yeah, and that's what people have got to get into their heads. Is like when we've seen our under-21s playing against league sides and National League sides, they haven't won a game yet.
Bounced.
Because it's hard.
They won National League games.
They won
National
a couple,
Cup.
So it's hard.
But
It's hard,
trophy, yeah.
It's hard. And then you're saying, and we've known in the past when we've watched them who was ready to step up because they're head and shoulders better than everyone else.
Out like a
they
sore
stand
thumb.
out. They're like, you watch them and you go, we watched Tom Davis, we watched Robinson play, we watched John Joe play, we watched Trent play for Liverpool, Gomez playing for Liverpool, and you could just see, we watched Trent against an Everton team that had just won the league, and Trent was miles ahead of them.
Gomez was better.
And Gomez was as well. And you're like,
unbelievable.
why are those lads playing for this team? They are first team players. Everton just don't have those players at the moment. You can get
But the three in Everton stood out, didn't he?
Yeah,
John Joe was tremendous.
But you can see them. They are so far ahead that it's up here as much as anything else. They've got time on the ball. They know how they can see the game. They're organised. Go and watch the under-21s now. Go and watch them tomorrow night and see how chaotic it is and how do you still make those basic mistakes that I like to think that we got rid of when we were kids or those.
I agree with a lot of what you say. I think the problem you've got is I wouldn't write anyone off for 18.
I'm not writing them off, but there's no one.
I wouldn't write anyone off for 18, 19. I think it's a tough journey. And you can still go and you've got to work your socks off though, and you've got to start trying to get yourself a loan, not just being comfortable at Everton, And I think someone like Ellis Sims did that. And to be fair, he's had a good career, hasn't he? He's doing all right. He's playing for Coventry, scoring goals and stuff. But he scored in the Premier League for Everton at Chelsea, But you've got to go out and get yourself loans. There's lads who come through like Anthony Gordon. And you look and go, he's playing under 18 footy at 17, under 21 footy at 17, 18 and doing well. And then he went on loan and he didn't do very well at Preston, but he got the experience of it. So you get those like Harrison Armstrong. You can still get lads who...
How old was Anthony Gordon when he came on against Limassol?
16.
Exactly. So they knew straight away that this kid had something. They Dunk was like the one, wasn't he? He was pushed them up and he was like, send them over there and make sure he gets on the pitch. Because they saw it in him.
Yeah. Well, look at Thierry Small. He come on and... All right, he made poor choices, but he looks like he's getting back around it. And I still think he's only 20 or something, or whatever he is. So he could come Everton have looked at him actually a couple of times this season. He could come back around that loop. Because he's quick and he's powerful.
Yeah.
It is what it is. They thought... And maybe it's injuries have stopped Tyler, but they all thought Tyler Onyango was going to, 16, he was massive, running games, and injuries have curtailed him. The 2 times he was about to get a go in Everton's first team, he got an injury, and that's knocked him. And now he's doing quite well for Stockport. Do you like him? Good. The lad will have a career in football, which is great. So it is really difficult, but in the main, 17, 18, you think he's definitely got a chance. When you watch the 21s, there's some nice footballers, but the league isn't set up to help them.
No.
So even if they are decent footballers, they'll just get bullied out of games.
And it never will be set up for them because it'll never go back to what it was because we don't have that anymore. We don't have first teamers who are prepared to play in the under-21s. The managers don't want them. But there's 9 subs on the bench. Why would you want any of them playing for the Rezzies in the week? It's never going to go back to that. So if people have got this idea, the only thing that's going to happen is we obviously have these cup competitions to try and integrate them. We've got this Premier League Cup, which is a good idea, and playing some,
that's all you can do.
Playing some foreign teams to just. Again, different styles. But the loans are the most important thing. It's about getting them on loan and making sure when they go, they play and they're playing at a really good level.
And they're moving the arrogance from us as fans. So we look and go, say for argument's sake, it's Omari Benjamin and he went on loan in January. And we're looking and going, why aren't they playing him? Well, the lad mightn't be up to their level yet. The power or the physical demands of it, and we just think that he should be playing because he's come from Everton, and when they go on loan to those places need results. That manager needs results. Those fans players' mortgages and everything. It's all the pressure on them. They're not there to ask about. So when you go in, you've got to be ready to go in and help them and prove that you're good enough to go in and help them. And that comes into it as well. So it's a real complex thing, and it's a thing Everton have got to try to get right. And again, we're going over old ground, but owning another club really helps with this.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Georgie Redmond says, I think Mykolenko's defending gets hyped up to be better than what it is. Did all right marking plays like Salah and Saka, but then got turned inside out by Jacob Murphy. For instance, that second goal against Chelsea, why is he diving in to just take him to the byline? He did try to win the ball instead of just running with Neto. If he'd just ran with Neto, he could maybe block
We've seen instances of it this year. We've seen him against pace, against Palace, against Newcastle at home. He's not quick enough. Not quick. He just doesn't tick enough boxes. That's the problem.
Paul Elliott says he's never been good enough. Blue Keely says, I was watching Robertson of Fulham last night. Gets forward all the time, throws crosses in all the time. Yeah, but he still let Newcastle beat them, didn't he, in injury time? Anthony Robinson, CP says, Anthony Robinson has one of the fastest speeds in Europe this season, so that would instantly give us something we don't have at all. He's also got a higher sprint speed than Alanga and Haaland. Nobody can tell me he wouldn't instantly improve us. Mark Max says, talking about our injuries, I was going to wear jeans to the match on Saturday, but I think shorts, shinnies and boots might be more appropriate. Yeah, just in case. Right, James has got this picture. Ian, is this you? Because James has got a picture of what we think is you at that Darlington game. So is that you? Let us know. Let us know. Daniel Barton says, Onyango looked good against United in the summer series. Might have a chance with some loan experience.
He hasn't got a
but
chance.
He's 20. What is he now? 21.
Just let go. Just let go. He was good because he was bigger than everyone else when he was 16. That's it. That's all it comes down to.
That is Ian. There you go, Ian. There you go. At Darlington.
Because that's the other thing we're really bad at. Letting players go at the right time. We've been absolutely terrible at that. Let them go. Put a buyback in the contract. See what happens in the next 2 years when they're playing regular football. Put a buyback in there, or first thing if they do well, and bring them back. But sometimes players need to go away and feel like, oh, that's ended. I need to go away and re-establish myself. You know, and rather than I'm going on loan, I could be coming back. I'm going on loan, could be coming back. No, just if you just don't think they're good enough at that moment in time, let them go and see what happens.
It's hard, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it is.
It's hard because you never want to let something out the door in case you're missing something. It's hard to make that decision, but putting buybacks in and things like that, you are helping the player. You know, look, you have got to be ruthless. We've also got to help the player.
Yeah.
And go, look, you could stay here another 2 years, but playing that kind of football, you ain't developing.
No.
Whereas you could go there and be ready in 2 years if you develop the way you can never say never to players unless they've got to be decent to be at a club regardless. But unless you're a Wayne Rooney-esque talent where you're like, oh my God, players can surprise you. Players can grow and improve. I mean, look at someone like, even if you want to go back a bit, someone like Adam Forshaw. Yeah. You know, and John Lunston. They both left Everton and nothing was expected of either of those lads, and they both played in the Premier League. You know, Lunston played for Sheffield United, didn't he? And played for Rangers and stuff. Forshaw played for Middlesbrough. I think he might have played for Leeds in the Premier League as well. You know, and they're just two lads who left and worked their way back up. So, you know, it's not the end.
Think about all the players that we kept for so long.
Tom Davies, of course.
Matthew Pennington's 31 years of age. It feels like he was only playing for Everton last week and he was a kid. And he's 31 because we kept him for so long.
Stayed till he was 27.
Luke Garbett. Do you know what I mean? Same age.
Captain of Salford.
Mad.
Scored a cracking goal at the weekend to win. In injury time, 4-3. Yeah. So it's difficult, but you know, that's what Everton have got to look at getting better. You know, developing that side of it. Can we get players, younger players in from Europe as well and develop them? like, you know, a bit like Brighton if you want to go down that route, but that kind of thing.
Well, the thing is, we have brought players in the last 2 years, haven't we, into the youth ranks. So we are obviously trying to speed that process up. Whether it comes off or not, we won't know. But we have made because obviously our academy has struggled for the last 8 or 9 years after what happened, and Liverpool have used that time to bring in loads of local players that we've missed out on, and hopefully that's one of the things they're getting sorted out now is improving the academy, because it's got to improve. Hasn't produced enough players, not just for the first team, but players that we can sell as well.
Nick Cox is there now, isn't he? From United, so you know, and he's got a big reputation. Supposed to be very good at what he does. So we'll see. It'll take, for stuff like that, it takes time. But if you can start getting the right things in place, and they get supported well by the Freakins, or the ownership group rather, which they will do, then you can develop stuff. Yeah, that's the only way to do it, Everton. Because otherwise you're chasing your tail, aren't you? You're trying to pay crazy fees every year, which we're not going to do. You know, have a mix. Try to get your own lads in. Try to get every structure right. Develop right, and go from there. Brien says the thing is with Brighton, though, they give the youngsters a chance. They do, and that's again Evertonians. Although I do feel like we do back the kids. It's almost like it wears off. Unless they're amazing, it wears off, and then people start going to not good enough. At first, everything they do is amazing, and then the next minute's not good enough. Yeah. And I know that happens at young players, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Sophie Gallagher says, guess who's the referee for Saturday? And it says Sam Barrett. Again, we had him not long ago. So, mad.
I try not to care.
Yeah. No, they're all bad.
There's no point.
There's no referee. You could have said anyone there, Soph, and I'd have just gone, yeah. There's not one I go, oh, I'm glad we've got him. I'm just glad it's... The only way I can qualify it is, I'm just glad it's not Pawson. That's the only thing I can say. I'm glad it's not Pawson. But yeah. Craig says, Everton get the pick of buying Basque talent. Have great warm weather training facilities and a place to loan out.
I think he's
if we bought Real Sociedad. They're available. In fact, I think there's 8 Spanish teams available, do you reckon? For like between 50 and 100 million euro.
It's not... I imagine if you tried to buy Real Sociedad, I don't think that would work.
No.
I think the fans might have a problem with that.
But I think they would just for everything around it.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
We couldn't have us there. We couldn't do that. But there are other clubs we could buy. I'm doing it. Well, not us, but Freakins. Really, but like we keep saying, a cheaper model might be just put money into the club they've got in France.
Put money into Cannes.
Yeah. And just give them a super turbo charge, get them up the leagues, and then get your players over there. But we'll see. Daniel Barton, our son, says, sell Beto and Barry in January and bring in Jesus and Richie. You're taking it? No. Why are we selling Barry this early? No. Sorry. But I would have one of the other two. Well, I want Richie. Gabriel Jesus.
He's a crock. Yeah. He's a crock.
Better than what? Of course, he's good, but you just go. And Craig says, 1-1 last season against Arsenal and Everton are a better team. What's the worry?
Arsenal are a better team.
I'd be
and all the things that make it a better team aren't available.
Yeah, I'm going to say that if we had our full 11, Craig, absolutely. Absolutely. But, yeah. But we'll see. Doesn't mean Everton can't go and battle and scrap and get a result, because, as James pointed out on something else last season, we were in that terrible run. And we got a result. We got a draw against Chelsea, draw against Arsenal, draw at Man City. So you can dig out results. You have to have a little bit of luck. The crowd will have to help. And the lads who come in, you'll have to stand up and be counted. But it'll be difficult. But it's football, 11v11. Anything can happen. Fingers crossed. Let's do this final refresh on Prem before we go. So yeah, let's see. Big game, big chance for some players like Dwight McNeil. Big chance for him. Big chance for Dibbling if Grealish isn't available. They've got to go out and prove that they're good enough, haven't they? Mark says, what's with all the crap fixture changes? Brilliant idea by the Premier League to have both of our fixtures with Bournemouth midweek.
Don't play a home game on a Saturday till March, do you?
Someone says, yeah, the 21st of Jan or something, and then, or the 26th of Jan, and then the 21st of March. That's the only weekend home game we've got in over 2 months.
Terrible.
Bill Cummins said, what's happened to Roman Dixon?
Hasn't kicked on.
Must have an injury or so. He doesn't even play in the 21s though. Must have an injury, mustn't he? No idea. He was supposed to go to Stockport, and he got an injury in the summer, and then not seen him or heard of him really. I think he might have played the odd game, so maybe he's just got a niggling injury or something. Don't know. Right, we're going. Take it easy. See you later.
Bye.